Well, I will start by asking, what can we expect from the third film?
First of all, I thought the movie couldn't get bigger. You know, I mean, after the first one, after the second one, I was like, it's done. It got a whole lot bigger. I mean, you got to know, I'm just as surprised as everybody else when Wesley Snipes got picked up. Antonio Banderas, Harrison Ford, Mel Gibson. I mean, these are all my heroes. It's like having a bit of Star Wars, a bit of Blade, a bit of Terminator and Rambo and Rocky and Lethal Weapon, all on one set. And what can I say? If you've ever imagined what it would look like to have Mel Gibson versus Sly Stallone, you're about to have that. Your fantasy is about to come true.
And I mean, because there are a host of new people, is there like an initiation for the new members on set?
Basically, you have to go through the Millennium Films obstacle course. It's kind of like Wipeout. You know what I mean? They go to no, I'm kidding. Of course, first of all, you got to know these guys have been friends for years, and that's the amazing thing about it. When you see, like Mel talking to Harrison, talking to Arnold, these guys have been famous for as long as I've been alive. So it's one of those things where there's no initiation. They've already done it. This is the elite club. You know what I'm saying? They've already hit it.
Because I mean, you could think that with this many stars all brought together in one movie, there'd be egos and competitiveness, but it doesn't seem that's the case.
Well, I mean, there's no place for the ego to go. You know, it's really one of those things where these guys have proven over and over again that they have what it takes. And my thing was just to really keep up. And I was honestly just thrilled and honored to be amongst them. You know what I'm saying? And to actually doing my third movie with these guys is really, they've really elevated my status to worldwide level. And I'm thankful and appreciative.
So when you first signed on for the first Expendables movie, did you ever envisage that this could eventually become a franchise? Was that ever an option, do you think?
Well, knowing Sly, I mean, he is the sequel king. You know, everything he's ever done has had at least 4 or 5. Yeah. And I just love what he did. Believe me, my thought was, if I get in this, hopefully we can make another one. And to be on 3 right now, I'm like, this is what Sly does, man. So, he made 5 Rockies. We can get at least 5 Expendables, at least.
So how many do you think we can get to? Do you reckon we can get to double figures with this one?
Oh, yeah, easy. I think it's going to start getting to be mashups after a while. It'll be like Fast and the Furious and the Expendables together. It's like a buddy team movie. You know that a buddy cop movies? Well, we'd have the buddy team movie. Vin Diesel and Arnold. It would be a cool piece. I think there's room for it.
And did you get the chance to hang out with all these guys off set? And are they still your idols, or are they now your co-stars? How do you perceive them?
Yeah, I mean, I still respect everything they've done. I mean, for one, I wouldn't say when you say hang out, it's kind of weird because Sly is my mentor. He is the guy who is super famous. He is the last action star in a lot of ways. I mean, a lot of these guys were action stars when, like now there are none, and I just wanted all the information. All I would do is sit down and listen because they have stories, and the stories are incredible. They get more incredible the more they tell them, and you're like, you just can't believe this is a different world that these guys lived in.
And who do you reckon would win in an arm wrestling contest amongst everyone on set?
Me. I would beat everybody in arm. Now, actual wrestling, it would be Randy Couture. But arm wrestling, I think I could take him.
Yeah. And for someone who wants to be an expendable like myself, what advice would you give? What could I do to become an expendable?
Okay, first of all, if you have good credit, mess it up. Okay? Go out and do something really irresponsible. And almost get into some dangerous, little risky behavior. Maybe go to jail a couple times. And then come back out, and you gotta get punched in the face at least twice. That's a rule. Gives you a nice little scar. I got my little scar here and all that. See, all of us are guys who have had some sort of failure at one time or not. I mean, I got kicked out of the NFL. A lot of guys they've been put out the pasture, and I mean, even Stallone himself will tell you that no one gave him a shot. They thought he was crazy to be 60 years old and trying to make an action movie, and yet they did. And it was a sign of how much the world missed him. and how much everybody kind of feels for the underdog. Because that's what the Expendables are. We're just a bunch of guys who all on our own are really messed up guys. But when we get together, we're a super group.
So who would you most like to see join the Expendables franchise in future movies? Is there anyone that you're scouting at the moment?
Right now, I would love to see Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell, man. I mean, I'm a big fan of The Thing and Escape from New York, and I mean, he would be a really welcome addition.
And I mean, because this must have been a sort of perfect movie for yourself, because you've got the kind of action physique, but you've also got such comic kind of ability, and this kind of combines the two, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I am a hybrid. You know what? I was born in their generation, like watching their movies, and to me, I always noticed the comedy in an action movie more so than the action. I mean, to me, an explosion can be just the same, but when you got a really good one-liner that's hilarious and it's funny, I mean, these guys, they know how to do that, and this is my wheelhouse right here. I said, I was made for action comedy, period.
So just finally, I mean, because obviously you're renowned predominantly for your comedy, but can you see yourself, tackling a big sort of poignant drama in years to come? Is that something that you might do?
Definitely. I mean, when you look at comedic actors, do that all the time. Because to be funny, you have to know pain. When I look at Will Smith, Jamie Foxx, Robin Williams, they've all done great dramatic work, and it's because it's really hard to make a room full of people laugh. But drama tends to be a little bit easier because if your dog is dead, you already know it's automatically sad. But no one can agree on what's funny. The comedy is very subjective.
Brilliant. Well, because my flatmate Aslan is convinced you're going to win an Oscar one day, so I thought I'd pass that message on to you.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go. Brilliant. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you,
Cheers.
sir. Thank you. Nice to meet you.